Hey, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Educational AD Podcast. We'll be back with our guest in just a minute, but first, let's hear from our podcast sponsors. We want to thank Violent Defense for their support of the podcast and the Mentoring Minute. Violent Defense is dedicated to protecting our world from germs by bringing the power of UV disinfection to everyday spaces. Their patented technology enables them to harness the power of the sun to incorporate ultraviolet light into products and environments like never before. Whether you're ready to implement existing products, or if you'd like to explore researching and developing a custom deployment of their technology for your school, Violet Defense has the solutions and the experience you need. Go to violetdefense.com for more information. We also want to thank Sideline Defense for their sponsorship. It's becoming harder and harder to fund an athletic department, but Sideline Interactive's indoor scoring tables and video boards can generate $10,000 or more every year, while also creating excitement in the gym and the ultimate game day experience for your athletes. Go to sidelineinteractive.com or call 832-786-0302 to schedule a live web demo and see their tables and boards in action. You can also email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com. That's sales@sidelineinteractive.com to find out what their fantastic products can do for you. We also want to thank Wall of Fame by Vital Signs. Vital Signs has a mission to bring your school's legacy to life. They provide a variety of interactive touchscreen video consoles and an extensive library of templates to make it easier than ever to recognize the athletic achievements of your students, both past and present. For ideas on how to showcase your school's diverse history along with your proudest moments, visit vitalsignswalloffame.com. Or to learn more and get started with your own digital Wall of Fame tribute, call them at 614-981-3589 or email them at sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. That's sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. We also want to thank Huddle. Remember, at Huddle, we power sports. More than 180,000 teams, including some of the best in the world, are using Huddle to elevate the performance of their teams using video and analytics. Huddle's the complete performance platform. They have online tools, mobile and desktop apps, smart cameras like the Huddle Focus. We've got one in our gym and it's fantastic. Analytics and a whole lot more. Huddle's built for every level of play. If you're a club or youth coach, Huddle can help you out. High schools and colleges have been using Huddle for years, and even professional teams are using Huddle to improve the play of their teams and their athletes. You're in pretty good company with over 6 million users, including your student athletes, a lot of their parents, and the coaches of the teams you're trying to get your kids recruited to. If you want to find out more about what Huddle can do for you or how your school can become a Huddle school, go to huddle.com and talk to their professionals. Remember, at Huddle, we power sports. We also want to thank the good folks at Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack for sponsoring the AD Toolbox segment of our podcast. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack are a quick, easy, and affordable way for you to collect comprehensive data that allows you to evaluate and improve your entire athletic program. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack also gives you access to the 95% of the players and the parents who really love your program, and it gives them a voice to help demonstrate the importance that a positive athletic experience has for them. Go to athleticsurveys.com and check out their testimonials, and then give them a call at 1-800-738-6466 or email them at info@athleticsurveys.com to get started. If you've never used a survey to take the pulse of your parents or your players, you're really missing out. Talk to the pros at Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack and let them help you take your athletic program from good to great. And we want to thank our good friends at Hometown Ticketing for their support of the Mentoring Minute. Hometown Ticketing is the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. You can learn more about what they can do for your school by going to hometownticketing.com. Hometown Ticketing, simple and easy online ticketing. Hey, Happy New Year, everyone. This is our first Mentoring Minute segment of 2022. Once again, we're joined by the great Dan Comeau, CMAA. Dan's on our FIAAA board here in Florida and also involved at the national level with the NIAAA's mentoring program. Dan, Happy New Year. And what do you got for us today?
Happy New Year, Jake, and Happy New Year to all the listeners here at the podcast. Today, I want to talk about bringing in the new year in the area of sports. The way I used to look at it, Christmas break was halftime for me. And, as coaches go into half times, they make adjustments. And then when you get onto the field, whether it be soccer, football, or any sport, you loosen up and you get ready to go and make sure everything in your body is working. Well, we're in the middle of winter sports and we're getting ready to start spring sports. And you need to verify that your facilities are in working order after the break. I've had some issues in the past where power had gone out and things weren't working prior to a game. And you learn real quick when it's game time and something's not working. There are some things that have happened, bad things that have happened over the holidays. We were out in Colorado and they had some terrible storms, whether it be snow or fires. Wisconsin, there's been a lot of bad weather throughout the country, and some of those cities are devastated and they won't start sports. But others, the residual cities around, they may have had some power shortages or ripped up some fields. And you need to do a facility walkthrough before you start your games in the wintertime. It's a good idea for athletic directors. I want to talk to you about after the break, some what to look for in your facilities, something that you might not be cognizant of, and just some little tricks on what to do and how to take a look at your facilities before game time.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a very important topic and so timely too, coming back after that long break. So we're going to take a quick break here, hear from a couple of our sponsors, and then we'll be back with Dan to talk about things that all athletic directors should do as you're getting ready to reboot for winter and also to get ready for spring. So please stay with us. This is the Mentoring Minute. Hey, we want to thank Wall of Fame by Vital Signs for sponsoring the Mentoring Minute. Wall of Fame has a mission to bring your school's legacy to life. They provide a variety of interactive touchscreen options, along with an extensive library of templates to make it easier than ever to recognize the athletic achievements of your students, both past and present. For more ideas on how to showcase your school's diverse history, along with your proudest moments, visit vitalsignswalloffame.com. Or learn more and get started with your own digital Wall of Fame tribute. Call them at 614-981-3589 or email them at sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. That's sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. We also want to thank Huddle for their support of the podcast. Remember, at Huddle, we power sports. More than 180,000 teams, including some of the best in the world, are using Huddle to elevate the performance of their teams and their athletes using video and analytics. Huddle's the complete performance platform. They have online tools, mobile and desktop apps, smart cameras like the Huddle Focus. Of course, there's analytics and a whole lot more. Huddle's built for every level of play. If you're a club or a youth coach, Huddle can help you. Of course, high schools and colleges have been using Huddle for years, and even professional teams are using Huddle to elevate the play of their teams. You're in pretty good company with over 6 million users, including your student athletes, a lot of their parents, and the coaches of the college and university teams that you're trying to get to recruit your players. If you want to find out more about what Huddle can do for you or how your school can become a Huddle school, go to huddle.com and talk to their professionals. Remember, at Huddle, we power sports. We're back with Dan Comeau, Certified Master Athletic Administrator and the star of the Mentoring Minute here on the podcast. Dan, you were talking about coming back from that holiday break. So what are some things that ADs need to be aware of?
Well, we talked about storms and weather-related issues, but there are other issues too that you need to be cognizant of. Sometimes the community or the school will do Christmas plays or something during the break, and your facility is used, but it's not necessarily through athletics. I know when at our school, when there was some type of event going on in the auditorium, they would steal our basketball chairs because they were very tight and oriented and real, sharp looking, and they never put them back. So it was, I had to go hunting. But in your indoor facilities, and that includes not just your gym, your wrestling room, and if you have an all-purpose room, make sure those rooms are clean. Sometimes coaches do practices during the holidays, and the janitorial group is a skeletal group, and they may not have cleaned those rooms properly. So you need to, especially in the day of COVID, we need to make sure that our rooms are really, really clean. Your sound systems in your gym, make sure that they're in working order. The lights in the gym, sometimes you'll have a power surge and some of the bulbs will go out and you'll have a dark corner in your gym. Just turn them on, make sure everything's going okay. Your scoreboard, it's horrible to walk into a gym and not have one of your scoreboards working. Everybody's mad at that point. Clean your backboards of your gym. Curb appeal is very important. It shows that you have pride in your facility. So you want to make sure that everything kind of looks new when they come back. Excuse me. Like I was saying, check your chairs, make sure that they're available to you. Your scorer's table, we've had our scorer's table taken, and we found it in the auditorium because they did some type of awards ceremony and they used the scorer's table. So you got to check all these things. Wrestling mats, make sure that they're in good condition. You're in the middle of that season, at least in the South. I'm not sure what's going on in the North. And then I started thinking, your outdoor facilities, make sure your sprinklers are working. And then I'm thinking, well, we're in Florida. Sprinklers are always working. But up north, they're under the snow. And, you got baseball coming up and softball. Make sure that those sprinkler systems, when you can turn them on, are working and you didn't have a break because of freezing in your sprinkler system. Batting cages for your softball and baseball, make sure they're in working condition. The snow can do some damage to those facilities. And your lights, obviously, and scoreboards and concessions. Make sure that your concessions are up to date. Everything is working inside, and your food items are not expired. The health department comes in unannounced, and they'll walk through and they will shut you down, even if it's in the middle of a game. So make sure that all that is put together. Again, curb appeal is important. It shows pride in your facility, and it's very important for the community to see that you are taking care of your facility. So I hope everybody has a smooth start to the 2022 season, to 2022 seasons, and welcome back.
As you were going through those items, I just was going back in my mind. I was an AD for almost 30 years, and just about every single one of those things that you talked about happened. The chairs are missing. And again, the score table, they just love that score table to use. The custodial crew for a holiday tournament are just coming back. Just all those things. Great, great stuff. Dan, if one of the listeners wants to reach out and pick your brain a little bit more, what's the best way that they can get in touch with you?
They can contact me by email, and my email is dcomeau19 Dan@comcast.net.
Dan Comeau, certified master athletic administrator and our star of the Mentoring Minute. Thanks for sharing today. For our listeners, remember the Zoom recordings of these interviews are uploaded to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. Come back again every Tuesday for the Mentoring Minute, and come back on almost a daily basis for our Educational AD Podcast interviews. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Jake, next week we're going to talk about overnight trips, probably the most biggest nightmare for athletic directors.
All right. We'll look forward to that next Tuesday. Thanks, Dan.
Take care.
We want to thank Athletic Surveys for their support of the Mentoring Minute and for sponsoring the AD Toolbox segment of our regular interviews. Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack are a quick, easy, and affordable way for you to collect comprehensive data that allows you to evaluate and improve your entire athletic department. Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack also gives you access to the 95% of the parents and the players who really love your program. And it gives them a voice to help demonstrate the importance that a positive athletic experience has for them. Go to athleticsurveys.com and check out their testimonials, and then give them a call at 1-800-738-6466, or you can email them at info@athleticsurveys.com to get started. If you've never used a survey to check the pulse of your parents or your players, you're really missing out. Talk to the pros at Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack and let them help you take your athletic program from good to great. We also want to thank our good friends at Hometown Ticketing, the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. You can learn more about what they can do for your school at hometownticketing.com. Hometown Ticketing, simple and easy online ticketing.